podcast world.
Hello, internet.
Welcome to the second half of our Time Capsule episode with Shaleena of Everything 90s podcast.
Hello.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Shaleena. I'm also a podcaster, Canadian podcaster.
Yay!
I love supporting local fellow Canadian podcasters. And my podcast is all about everything 90s, as the title suggests. So I reminisce with friends and people that I meet on Instagram that reminisce on our fond memories of growing up in the 90s. So if that's something that's interesting to you, check it out.
Very very good episodes. I really liked your Olsen Twin episode.
Thank you.
Very nostalgic.
So
we are.
Here's our second episode.
Yep,
so take a listen.
Continuing with our episode of our 90s time capsule theme. So enjoy. So just to recap, I spent a week of my life, like almost every year, playing Bubble Bobble from morning to night with my cousin. Super good time. Loved it. Okay. I think that's it for my games.
I know it's not video games, but as we mentioned kind of last week, Mad Libs.
I have those in like my miscellaneous category.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're also kind of in the sort of fun gameness, but yeah, we can talk about them in the miscellaneous as well too.
Because like, did we all go through our video games? Did we all cover them?
I didn't share mine.
No,
so,
I don't. Yeah, I don't think you
shared
shared yours.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, like growing up, I didn't have any consoles or video games. I would play them at my babysitter's house because her daughter had Nintendo 64.
Nice.
So I would always play Super Mario Brothers.
Yep.
And then my cousins had PlayStation 1. So whenever we had sleepovers, I would play.
Did that come out in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
PlayStation 1, yeah.
Yeah, then I should have put that on my list, even though I didn't buy one until like 2000s. I bought one for myself.
96 is what I'm hearing from our peanut gallery.
Oh. Yeah.
He's the boy, so of course he knows. We were the girls, so I was more like the Nintendo realm. I wasn't into the PlayStation. For me, I wasn't into the PlayStation because it was too realistic.
We did have a PlayStation. I don't remember if we got it when it came out or anything, but I think my favorite game was the snowboarding one. I forget what it was called.
Cool Borders
2, I think it was. That was a very fun game.
I don't know that one.
What did you play on PlayStation?
I used to plly. We played Need for Speed was a PlayStation.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Need for Speed.
I like that just to make my car. Those were
That's from PlayStation 2 and like Hot Pursuit or
sure.
Not Hot Pursuit. Underground.
One of those car racing games.
Oh yeah. I don't remember any other ones.
I honestly don't either. Like,
was Donkey Kong on PlayStation?
Crash Bandicoot. Donkey Kong was on Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo. Okay.
Which I had. Yeah, I had that too.
They had if you had the GameCube, they eventually had the Diddy Kong or the Donkey Kong bongos or whatever it was.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But they had Crash Bandicoot on PlayStation.
Yeah. I think
Tony Hawk was on PlayStation.
Tony Hawk ones was those were okay games.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I didn't really play much for PlayStation 1.
Me neither. I don't know. I knew PlayStation 2 more than I knew PlayStation 1.
I got PlayStation 2 when
the slim one came out.
Guitar Hero came out.
Oh,
okay. I was like, hell yeah, I want to play Guitar Hero. So I bought a PS2 that came with like 2 controllers, a guitar, and 2 games for like $150. Like it wasn't a lot at that time anyway.
No.
Because I was
you can find old like ads for the system and you got the whole entire thing for like $149 in the 80s. However, or early in the 80s or even in the early 90s. But however, in the early 90s, that was still a lot of money.
Well, no, mine, because I bought this like in the 2000s and it was a PS2.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the first generation anyway.
No, I think you got the slimline one.
Yes, I did. I believe so. It's small. Oh, it's like this big. I don't know. I just buy the console, throw in the game, and I play it.
Right?
Yeah.
Which I'm so mad because I wanted to play Guitar Hero with the kids last night, and I couldn't find my Guitar Hero Legends of Rock 3 or my Popstar guitar. Oh no, I had Popstar guitar. I couldn't find Band Hero. That one's my favorite, and I was very disappointed. I had to play Popstar guitar.
They played the other ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Played Popstar guitar and
Rock Band was
Rock Band.
I was never a fan of Rock Band.
Literally could only play like maybe 8 or 9 songs because I lost all my memory cards to my PS2.
Oh.
So it didn't have like an autosave or anything, or I couldn't save without a memory card. So
you can buy them for dirt cheap nowadays.
Yeah, but It was a whim playing it, and I wasn't gonna go out to buy one. So, but anyway,
Yeah, that's it for me. I didn't really play them unless if I was at my babysitter's or my cousins came over. So
yeah,
probably a good call on your parents'
right.
end. I mean, I spent a lot of time playing video
We
games. I
probably
should have been
are.
doing homework.
Yeah, we wasted a lot of hours on.
Wasted a
Nintendo
lot of
64.
time playing video games. Really did.
The South Park 64 game. I remember wasting a whole entire weekend with that one and my dad and my
I
sister.
don't think I played that one.
Yeah.
I don't
The
recall.
only reason I remember that is because my uncle came down that weekend and when we were at my grandma's and we were playing it with my dad and everything all weekend. And then my uncle's like, this seems like a lot of dick and fart jokes. And we're like, well, yeah, it's South Park. It kind of is, but that's the whole point. It's funny. And we're like, I was like 13. So of course to us, it's like funny dick and fart jokes,
like, oh, they're letting us listen to bad words.
Right, exactly. So that's the only thing I remember about that video game.
Oh, my mom would get so mad if she found out that my dad let us watch South Park.
oh boy,
My
I
dad let
never
us watch
got
The
into that
Simpsons,
show.
like South Park, all that. My mom was the one that was like didn't want us watching The Simpsons and South Park and stuff because it was so inappropriate.
No one's parents wanted them watching South Park.
Except for the dad, apparently.
Oh,
My dad let us.
wow.
Sorry, Dad, that I just told on you.
I think it's okay now. I think it's
Do your parents listen to the podcast?
They haven't yet, but they probably will eventually.
Right? Eventually they might find it.
Once my dad figures out how to listen to it, even though I have told him.
Mine asked me this week. He's like, this podcast, what? And I'm just like, go into Spotify and Google Turn on the Millennials and you'll find us. It's not hard.
My mom is like anti-technology. Not because she doesn't like it or anything, but like she's old. She doesn't want to have to learn it. So I get it. I'm getting to that point. And yeah, so she doesn't have her own cell phone.
This whole podcast has like dipped her into the deep end of like
she literally like pushed me into the deep end of this. And I'm just like, I don't fucking know what I'm doing.
Without a paddle, without a reef, without anything. Just being like boot kicked her, woof, right into the pool.
Spartan kicked me is more like it.
Right? Just a big kick into the deep end. It's because I'm pretty tech savvy.
I was gonna ask
her do the Instagramming and stuff, all of that technological stuff.
So you just show up and like
I show up and record. I'll do the
the
research and like
she's starting to learn editing a little bit.
I enjoy editing. I like editing as long as I don't have to try to edit the video parts.
I haven't even figured that one out yet. I'll get to that one.
But yeah, I'll do all the research and I'll show up and do and record and do anything behind the scenes as long as I don't have to fucking do social media. I will share anything, but it's
although she's been doing terrible on the Facebook, what she said she was going to do.
Yes, I am.
Because that's the one thing she's like, oh, I know how to use Facebook. And then you're like, nothing.
But it also falls into the same category of like what content to release, when to release that content. It falls into the same category as Instagram. So I really think you should just take that back.
Well, if something's posted on Instagram, you can just take it and put it on Facebook.
Well, when I signed up for the Instagram thing, I did the thing where like you post on one, it posts on the other.
Oh, yeah, you could do that.
So whenever I post on Instagram, it posts on my Facebook. But when I post on the Facebook, it does not post on Instagram. So
no, you can't go the other way around.
Yeah, it can only go Facebook to Instagram to Facebook. Yeah.
Well, I'm handing that one to you then.
I have like 17 accounts in my Instagram. I don't know. I'm kidding.
If you handle it better than I would.
I have 3.
I have
my personal, which kind of got abandoned. My yoga one, which kind of became a little more personal, and then now it's Turn of Millennials.
So I have one and I have like 20 pictures on it.
Yeah, I used to have 3, but now I'm at 2.
Although I will admit her Instagram is way prettier than ours right now. Because you have a nice graphic and you do everything pretty. We're still waiting to figure out our graphic thing. So
no, I just study other podcasters, their Instagram pages, and I like get ideas. Like, okay.
Well, that's what I was kind of doing with I started figuring out the like little video audio clips, and I was like, ooh, now I can add those on.
I like the clip that you chose for the Mighty Ducks episode.
It was just kind of a random. I was like, because the thing was like the here and there, and I was like, I think this is the right part, and I'd hit it, and I was like, sure, all right.
Yeah.
So and if I can't figure it out, Google figured it out for me, because you can Google everything nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful
That's the
tool.
best part.
Beautiful tool. So shall we launch into our miscellaneous category?
Well, we still have
I
feel like miscellaneous at the end, because that'll just be like because that'll just take us on a whole other tangent for a while if we wanted to.
And we've already surpassed an hour.
We didn't do food yet.
Yes, so I think we have clothing, food, and album or like music.
Yeah.
So food.
I only have like 2 things. So
I'm only have 2 things
You
for
only have
food
2
on.
things
I have a lot for food.
Okay.
Okay.
So our 2 things. Mine was the Fusion Bar, which came out in the like 97, 98, because I remember having it in middle school all the time. And it was just like, it was a chocolate bar that I think was like mostly caramel in the middle. And I think like in the chocolate, it was like little bits of rice crisps or whatever in it.
Okay.
So delicious. I don't know why I had a big craving
were
for
really
it. They
good.
were so good.
I forgot about them until she just mentioned
They
them.
were only around for a few years.
Yeah, they weren't around very long.
Ugh,
But they were really
so
good. Yeah.
So disappointing that they were gone. And then another thing that my other one was Doritos came out with not Taco Supreme flavor.
That sounds familiar.
So delicious. I like for years afterwards, I still had like cravings, and I could be like, I could still like taste it kind of thing. You're like, oh, if just one time I could just taste this deliciousness again. And I have been longing for it to come back, and especially with all this other nostalgia, because we did our 90s food reappeared episode last week, and I was like, I'm wanting it to come. The Doritos have come back, so why can't they bring back this Taco Supreme one? And with Taco Bell doing the Locos Tacos and all this other connections with them, why not bring this dang flavor back? I
Send them a
want
letter.
it.
If I leave your house with a black eye staff, I swear.
No, you're fine. I've never beaten you up yet. It's fine. It just looks worse because camera. Didn't you know TV and camera-ness?
Is that a word?
Yes.
Okay, so I only had like maybe 2 or 3 things. Like for my drink, I was just a can of Pepsi, because Pepsi is what I drank when I was a teenager. Literally the only thing I drank ever.
Pepsi throwbacks out again.
Yeah.
They
So
had like the coolest commercials.
The
With
yeah,
the
like the
Britney
Spice Girls,
Spears
the
generation
Britney,
next, yeah.
or the pink with Beyonce and
Yep.
Britney.
But I haven't drank pop in like 4 years. So
I was like, go get Pepsi from my fridge.
one of the things I wish they would bring back, even though we no longer have pennies, penny candies. Like fill a
Going
bag
to the like convenience
of penny
store and just
candies.
getting those like little chocolates or little juice
Swedish
that were like
berries.
a penny
I
or
don't
5
remember those.
cents.
These things. I don't know where the
Oh,
camera
it's
is.
like a glare. I
Uh,
tilt it a little down. Oh,
okay.
almost.
Hold on, one moment.
Yeah, you can't even see it.
No,
No.
yeah.
It's just like
I'll
groupings of-
Google.
It's
of-
like bulk
bulk
candy almost, but they were so
Yeah.
small, like they were kind of on the smaller side that you could like spend a penny
Yeah.
or 50
so
cents
like
on them.
you buy a
Oh,
packet of
okay.
Swedish berries,
Yeah.
right? There'd be a bucket full of Swedish berries. You buy one for a penny.
Oh,
So that
okay.
you'd get like a bag, and you can put all this penny candy in
And
keep
mix and
count,
match.
mix and match, and then you just pay. You can get 100 pieces for $1.
So instead
Oh.
of getting like just a whole packet of Swedish berries, you could get 3 Swedish berries and then
Fuzzy
3
peaches,
fuzzy
and watermelon
peaches,
slices,
Yeah.
key rings,
all in this big.
gummy bears, sour keys. Like,
But there was also like, so this was the penny candy, but then if you wanted like the bigger one, it was like a nickel.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
So they
They
had
went
like
up to
they
nickels
had
or
the different
dimes.
nickels or dimes.
because like
yeah.
so at our trailer park, we at Family Paradise Trailer Park, I grew up anyway, and then she joined. They had penny candies, and their candy shelf was literally the bottom 2 shelves were all a penny. Then you had like the 2 middle shelves were 5 cents, then a shelf of 10 cents, and then like 25 cents, 50 cents, and $1.
Yeah.
And anything
Oh,
over like $1 or 2 was like behind the counter,
yeah.
like chocolate bars. But because they
Yeah.
didn't have cameras and shit back then.
And
so
usually
whatever.
like the 25 cents were like those key rings, like the sour
Mhm.
key rings
Yeah,
that are
like the
usually
big
like the big
ones.
ones.
Gummy
Those would be like
worms,
the 25
Pixie
cent type
sticks, I
ones.
think, were
Yeah.
like a 10 or 25 cent range.
Yeah.
They had like the giant Pixie sticks for like $1.
I remember those.
Those were awesome. And then my final
Or now at the market you can get the fill your own pixie sticks.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can-
really?
Yeah, you get the tube, and then they've just got a whole bunch of different like pixie stick like color sugars around, and you can put like whether you want this much or this much, and you just fill it with all these different flavors.
Kind of like the
pixie sticks.
7-Eleven big gulps.
Kind of, yeah.
You can just get different flavors.
Oh, when you would do fat or the swamp water at 7-Eleven.
Bug juice.
Swamp water is what we called it.
Well, we called it. Yeah, I think we call it swamp juice too. Or swamp
juice,
water.
Swamp
whatever.
water. You just go and put
Yeah.
all the flavors of like fountain water in
Mix
your
it up.
cup.
Well, no, it was when what we called swamp water was, or swamp juice was, my mom worked at Tim Hortons when I was a lot younger. And back when they had like the constant flowing juice machines,
Oh,
you know, like the
yeah.
clear juice machines, you could
Yeah.
see it going. So at
Yeah.
the end of the night, they'd have to dump those out into a bucket. And it was usually like a fair sized bucket. My mom would bring it home, we'd put it in the fridge, and we'd drink it. It
How
was
did it
delicious.
taste?
Because it was
Why
like 2
not?
or 3 different flavors. It was like peach and strawberry and like a lemonade or something, or an iced tea. And you mix them all together, and it was delicious.
Right.
Free juice for your
Yeah.
3 kids, right?
Right.
And then yeah,
pennies back then. You
And
know,
then
you gotta save.
my final item was fizz candies. Steph
Oh,
did
yeah,
not
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Do you remember they came in a strip?
And they would like
Yeah.
And they were
tongue?
round, and yeah, you'd suck on them when you got to the center. It'd have a fizzy center
yeah.
or whatever. I love those, but only like the purple and the red ones. I never liked the orange ones.
I also remember she used to like warheads, but only sucking them until they were sour, and then she would spit them out.
Not
Sorry, when they
anymore.
got sweet.
I liked those
I
until they
remember that at the trailer.
yes, until they came out with a mega warhead, and I ate a mega warhead, and it burned a hole in my tongue and burned the taste buds off of my tongue in a circle. So I no longer ate them.
Are you serious?
I am not even kidding. I'm not kidding. It like because it was so hot, like so sour. Like I put it on my tongue and sucked on it for a second, and like I was like, "Whoa!" and spit it out, and I stuck my tongue out. My tongue was like had a round red mark on it, and it was missing taste buds.
Oh my gosh.
Like I'm not even shitting. I couldn't eat. Like I couldn't taste anything for like 3 months. Everything
Oh my
tasted
gosh.
weird because I lost my.
Did
fucking
your
tongue.
parents like call the company?
No, I didn't even tell my parents because they wouldn't have believed me. I think we're back. It was fine.
I can taste them now.
I know, like if I had thought about it when I was younger, I'd be like, I could totally sue them and like make lots of money. But that wasn't what my childhood was thinking.
Yeah.
I was more so thinking, holy shit, this is hot. Get it out of my mouth.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So yeah, Lindy no longer enjoys warheads or airheads, whatever the hell they're
Oh,
called.
wait, taste buds can grow back,
Mm.
apparently.
Yep.
Interesting.
Or it just damaged them to the point that I couldn't taste with them, and then they had just heal.
They heal. Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
like if you got like a burn on your skin, maybe kind of like that.
Mhm.
Maybe. Just burn my
Anyone
tongue.
out there
I
who's
just remember it
scientists
hurting.
want to let us know?
I just remember it hurting a lot. A lot. So no,
Oh,
Wow.
just
gosh.
saying.
that's funny.
So you're
So your foods
food
of
list?
choice, because you have a big
For-
one here.
For mine, I'll start off with, so I grew up in Malton. It's like a little town in Mississauga
Okay.
that people forget about. But they have one mall, it's called Westwood Mall, and they had a like store within it called Food Fiesta. It's like a Caribbean store.
okay.
Okay.
They sold beef patties. Ralph's, I think it was Ralph's beef patties. I'm a vegan now, but like back then, that was
Really?
like my favorite.
Kind of like the Jamaican patty.
Yeah, they're Jamaican patties, but
Okay.
like the specific one from
Yep.
Westwood Mall, those
Okay. All right. Yeah.
no other
I know-
Jamaican patty could touch those ones.
I know there's people here that are like, oh, there's one. I think it's rainbows or something here that they're like, they're ground. Yeah. I understand. I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah,
I
so
don't even know what's in the city anymore, so I can't
Some of
contribute.
them are still the same. you know.
yeah, so that was on my list. Number one, ring pops or push pops.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Love those.
The
The
3
push-
flavor push pops or like the one?
Oh, I like the 3 ones because you could just choose. Okay, today I want this one.
All 3.
The only thing that sucks sometimes is like when your finger was stuck in there for a bit, it got so
It
like
got
wet,
sticky.
sugary, and sticky. You're like, ah. But they were great. I loved them.
Yeah.
And then the ring
Um,
pops. Always thought I was cool with the ring pop.
Oh heck yeah.
What else? Okay, the Spice Girl gum that came with like
With the
the
tattoos?
tattoos or
Yes. What I loved about those tattoos, you didn't even need water. You
Yeah,
literally
you just-
put them on your skin and rub it, give it a little friction, and
Yeah.
then they come right out.
The stickers too.
Yeah.
There was a sticker or a
The-
tattoo.
This they had
Wasn't
the
it?
the stickers came with the suckers.
Oh,
the tattoos
okay.
came with the gum.
Okay, that's what it was. The Chupa Chups.
Yes.
Chupa Chips.
Yeah.
Chupa Chups. I love
Chupa
those.
Chips.
Chupa Chips. Is that what they're?
Yeah,
I thought they were
it's
Chupa
chupa
Chups.
and then chips with Y. That's why it looked like Chupa Chups because the Y looks like a U. It's Chupa
Oh,
Chips.
Looks like Chupa Chups. Chupa Chups. That's what I always called them. Chupa Chups because it looked
Well,
like a
let's see.
U.
Let's see who's right. I
But
mean, I
they
may
were
be
good.
wrong. so
They
let's
had
just see.
one flavor that was like half vanilla, half chocolate, and I used to eat those all the time. They were
Oh nope,
so
Steph's
good.
right. It is Chupa Chups. Woohoo!
Oh,
Oh, okay. So I'm saying because it's the P makes it look like a Y to me.
Oh, okay.
The P
Oh,
does
okay.
like
But he does like
a thing.
fancy.
a fancy schmancy like Y type thing. So that,
Mhm.
my bad. Sorry.
But yeah, the
Chupa
Spice
Chups.
Girls gum and the Spice Girl. Oh, the Spice
Yeah.
Girls had everything
Yeah.
under the sun licensed.
I loved the Spice
Man.
Girls.
Yep.
There was
That's not a Spice Girls dance, Kevin.
oh, someone's dancing.
My partner back there,
going-
he's doing the Pulp Fiction.
I like that's not a Spice Girl dance. Newbie.
Chubby drinks. I don't know if you guys.
That one was actually on my list
Oh,
too. That
The
was
little
on my
itty
list.
bitty ones.
That
yeah.
tasted like soap.
No, they always
No,
tasted like
no.
flat pop. I
Mm.
found.
I found they always tasted like soap.
No, they tasted like flat
Really?
pop to me, which wasn't the worst, but that's what they were kind of. They were
Now
more
I feel
flat.
like we're hurting her feelings because she liked
No,
No,
I
no,
liked
no.
them. I just said that they tasted like flat. They were like more of like they weren't fizzy pop. They were more of like a
No,
flat, not
yeah.
fizzy pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, flat dish soap.
No, I don't know. No. And I love them because they were these cute little like stubby bottles.
yes.
That's what I love. They were stubby
Yeah.
bottles.
I just thought of one because of the chubby bottles. You know those juice cups that came with the foil lids that you found that-
Everfresh.
the
Yes.
Everfresh juice cup. Those, yes.
So at my dance studio on Saturday mornings with those Everfresh ones, they would actually put them in the freezer. And we would take those coffees, those brown coffee stir sticks or whatever, and we'd always chip at the freezer. Like that's mine.
Why don't they
of
just put a
those.
stick in it and then just pull it out of the cup and then just use it as a popsicle?
I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because we were like 6 years old. We didn't.
Well, no, I mean the people who put them in the freezer.
I don't know. I
Like
don't know.
shove a popsicle stick through the thing, put it in the freezer. And, popsicles.
It was more fun to scrape up the top.
Sure, I do remember doing that too.
But yes, those were great. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Hubba Bubba gum.
Yes. And
The
double
tape one, the one that like
Bubble
holds-
bubble tape.
the bubble tape. Yeah,
Yes.
that wasn't Hubba Bubba. That was separate, right? Was that?
That was, I think,
Maybe Hubba Bubba bought them later, but I think they were there. Oh, there's bubble tape and bubble jug.
Oh, okay. I
Bubble
don't-
jugs were cute. They were like little. They looked like little. Yeah, they were like almost like an oil.
it is Hubba Bubba.
whatever. Is it Hubba Bubba?
It is Hubba Bubba.
Oh, okay.
It says Hubba Bubba.
Okay.
I don't know glare just got too much. But yeah, it says Hubba Bubba on it.
I thought they were just by themselves before, but yeah, I do remember the bubble tape. That stuff was
Okay.
good.
And yeah, those. And then Milo, that was like, it's almost like hot chocolate, but not really. You get like a lot of Caribbean households have.
Okay.
Milo.
It's called
It's like an
Milo.
energy drink, kind of.
Like Milo.
Yeah.
I just
And
want
it was-
It's like green, has like a green casing. They still sell
Okay.
it now, but yeah,
It does
as a kid,
not
I
look like it was originally Hubba Bubba though. 6 feet of
Oh.
bubble tape, original bubble gum, patent pending. I found an
Mm.
original 90s picture of it. The untold truth.
Oh.
Untold
I found
truth
your
of bubble
Milo.
tape. Bum bum bum.
I found your my
Oh yeah, the Milo. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
trying,
I've
I'm
seen
trying
that
to find
bef-
the
I've
sensor
seen that
that senses
before.
my light so it's like it dims. Yeah, I don't think I've tried that either, but yeah, I have seen that in stores.
It's similar. Yeah, it's kind of like a cross between like hot chocolate and Quicks. Is that what it's called? The yellow
Quick.
bunny-
Quick, Nesquik or
Quick.
quick.
Yes,
yeah.
Quick. It's kind of
Yeah.
like that sort of.
So is it cold?
I would drink it hot. Like I would. My mom
you
would
drink
pour
it
like
either?
hot. I don't remember. I don't recall people drinking it cold.
Oh, okay.
But
What
I
about-
think. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I
Okay.
know like at a time they sold them like they look like juice boxes.
Mm-hmm.
But I had the one that came in the container, like with the hot. I don't even know what you call it.
Is it like a mix, like a powder? Like you have to
yeah,
mix
a
it with-
powder?
Oh, okay. Oh, got it. Okay, I
Yeah,
understand.
the Nesquik powders and
Toads get
stuff
it.
like that.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I got it. But like one snack that I used to have a lot in high school, like when I like in the 90s, if there was like nothing to snack on in the house, I'd grab it sounds absolutely disgusting, but I would grab a packet of hot chocolate and a glass of milk. And I would put the packet in the cup first, pour the milk on top, and then with my spoon, I would tap the bottom of my glass so a bubble of hot chocolate would pop up, and then I would eat that. And then I'd tap the bottom again, and a bubble would pop up, and I'd eat that. And it would be wet on the outside, but dry powder on the inside. So good. Don't mix it up though. You don't mix it up. You
Just leave it. Let it
Yeah,
sit.
powder, milk, eat it with a spoon. Fucking
Thinking
delicious.
back on these things, now we wonder why we were a little on the
Heavy side.
as children.
This is why I was pushing 200 pounds in high school. Yes.
Oh, I don't want to call us that we were fat children, but we definitely were on the little more heavier side.
I
because
wasn't-
clearly we were.
I wasn't until I got to high school and I hit puberty and got lazy and started doing that and drinking 2 or 3 cans of Pepsi every fucking day. Like,
Mm.
was not the healthiest child. I snuck shit behind my parents' back all the time. They tried, but I was sneaky.
Also, I did love like when I would make my like with the quick powder or whatever, and I'd make my own chocolate milk. I always loved when there was like a little bit of that chocolatey stuff at the bottom that didn't quite mix in at the bottom, and you just like,
Yeah.
ooh, and you eat that at the bottom. You're like,
I
"Oh,
remember.
telling
I remember
you.
doing that.
Hot
Yeah.
chocolate powder and milk. It is the same thing.
I guess it is. I guess so.
Try it. And I'm going to have some tomorrow because I have hot chocolate I need to use up.
Well then.
Okay, what was our next category? Albums.
Yes.
Oh, I totally forgot I brought. So I couldn't find any of my CD cases. So I just brought
A whole entire
My book?
CD book.
my book
Nice.
of my CDs.
Oh, okay. What do you have in
So
there?
I have them categorized. Good Charlotte. This one, this is still Good Charlotte. This is union or random alternative music. But if we get into my good stuff, don't look at that one.
I don't know what it says.
That was Nickelback. Don't look at that. I don't have that.
She owns Nickelback.
So Burn CDs were big, huge. My CDs
Together,
Do you remember Together?
the fake boy band.
No. What song?
You plus me equals us.
Yeah. Or
The hardest
was it
part of
Canadian?
breaking up.
is Getting Back Your Stuff. Or you.
They had like a TV show
Yeah.
also on Much Music for a little bit. It was
Oh, or are they
the
Canadian?
token old funny guy, the token heartthrob, the token cutie whose name was Cutie.
No.
yeah.
I'm googling it right now.
This CD is from, I believe it was Zellers. It
I
was,
believe they've been canceled too.
oh yeah, they have also been canceled. Headley.
Oh,
They're
Headley.
no longer around. So I'll just do that. This CD I got, I think it was called All Requests, and I got it from Zellers by buying like $50 or more after taxes. or before taxes.
Oh.
So it has like 4
Zellers.
songs on it from album for people you've never heard of. Avril
Some
Lavigne,
silly pop
obviously,
people, probably.
Backstreet Boys,
Yeah, I was a Backstreet Boys fan.
Bewitched.
Billie Piper.
No.
No, she was British, but awesome.
Okay.
My Britney collection.
Nice.
I would have that one on
Baby
my list.
one more time.
That one's on my list.
97. What?
Hanson.
Oh.
Oh yes.
This one's
I
on my
remember this
list.
one.
Tulsa, Tokyo in the middle of nowhere.
They're still
I'm
together,
missing like
right?
3 of their
Hanson?
albums, by the way. What's that?
Hanson's still together?
They are.
They still like tour and stuff?
I would actually part of my albums I would think I would add on is their Christmas album. Man,
Which I
Snowed
don't
In.
have.
What?
Right?
Oh.
I'm shocked myself.
Oh. But that was like a great and NSYNC's Christmas
Yeah.
album. Also, I would throw those up there as like my albums. And not that they were originally on my list, but now that we're talking about them, I would throw those on my list because they were rocking albums.
I have Jessica Simpson, JoJo, the Moffats,
The
and
Moffats.
Mariah Carey.
Is
I
that
used to-
Butterfly?
Sorry?
Is that the Mariah Butterfly?
No, Daydream.
Daydream.
Oh, Daydream.
With Always Be My Baby on it. My favorite song when I was like 12.
Right. That's the jam. I
Yeah.
remember this one where it was like Baby It's You with like Little Bow Wow.
This is
Oh,
our
yeah.
JoJo. Yeah, this is our JoJo, not
Oh.
JoJo Siwa's today, even though I love her too. My
Jo-
NSYNC page, but my Christmas album is in my daughter's PlayStation right now because I was
Dirty
listening to
Pop.
it.
Oh, I have NSYNC.
And
Nice.
then we start getting into random. There's the other
Moffats.
Now and Then soundtrack. That's got to go in there.
Oh.
Steps. British pop. Have you ever experienced?
Oh, my friend Fiona mentioned them in my first episode.
She
They
did.
were-
I remember. I
yeah.
remember that she did, and I do remember my reaction. I'm just like, oh my god, you don't know who Steps is? Tragedy. You can't console and can't go. It's tragedy. Yeah,
I do
It's on my playlist. I listen to it every day now.
actually now that I'm thinking about this, I remember because there was an award show thing where they did like it was in the Brit Awards or something, and they did ABBA covers of all these people. And I remember, do you remember Cleopatra?
Yes, I love Cleopatra XYZ.
Oh.
They were like a black British girl group. It was like
Sisters.
3 of them. Sisters.
They were all
That's what they were.
sisters.
Sisters too. And they
Oh.
were like teenagers or whatever. And they were like, yeah, it was their song was Cleopatra's Back or what I think is what it was called.
Yeah.
They were so good. And they were in this performance. It was
Yeah.
Billie Piper, those girls, I think the girls from Bewitched, and I think it was Boyzone or one of
Was
the boy
it
bands.
was it
I
some
think.
of the S Club 7 members too? Maybe.
No, it wasn't
No,
to them,
not
but it
them
might have
either.
been Steps, I think, is part of it. But I remember they
Yeah.
were all part of this like ABBA tribute on
I
the Brit Awards.
I had a
Oh, wow.
huge love affair with British pop thanks to the hit list.
Oh yeah.
Five Ive. Do we remember Five Ive?
I don't know.
Well, their name was just
Their name was
Five.
just 5, but they used like the 5 and then it was IVEs. So people were
Oh.
Five is an F, so we call them Five Ive.
5 Ive. But
Their
they were
baby when the
"Everybody
lights-"
get up.
Or we could
Oh, that
pick
sounds
the same
sounds
song
fun.
to sing.
Right. Go ahead. That was the one. That's one of my Slam Dunk the Funk.
I know, but When the Lights Go Out was probably
When
their
Lights
most
Go Out,
popular
but-
one. Baby,
I don't
when the
know.
lights
Yeah, when the
go
lights
out.
go on, that sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, that one.
Slam Dunk the Funk was pretty good
That
too.
one was great. Their whole
That
album was
pretty- yeah,
fantastic.
Both of them.
Then Sean had to go and ruin it and leave. So they had to actually replace him in videos with a cardboard cutout because he actually had to be in them due to his contract. Yeah.
A cardboard cutout?
Yeah, they had a cardboard cutout of him for a certain amount of time in one of their next videos after he left the group.
That's
because
funny.
he was still contractually obligated to be in the video. And if he didn't show up and he wasn't in it, that they couldn't release it or something like that. So they were like, well, we're not going to let him fuck us over. So they got a cardboard cutout of him. So he's technically in the video.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Lots of useless information. That's apparently useful now.
That's why we're starting a podcast. This useful information is the reason why. Only reason. Someone will find it useful at some point in our lives.
I didn't know that, and I know everything about 5.
Right?
Oh wow.
So my album, I would feel the only thing I could really think of. Well, actually, we'll talk about it later. But first thing was like Dance Mix '95, because it was like Saturday night and like the Macarena and like
Oh yeah, the Macarena.
the Train with Me and like I don't know, it just felt like
I'd have to
95
throw.
was like
I'd have to throw Bass's Bass in there. There, I Cry. Bass's Bass. Like
that
the
was
one hit.
I think that was actually on my Hit Zone 2 album or something like that.
I have to add that to my Spotify like right now.
And then I think also Much Dance '97, pretty
I
good.
remember Much Dance CDs.
I think
And then the Big Shiny Tunes. I feel like all of those Canadian compilations, like Dance Mix, Much Dance, and Big Shiny Tunes were like great for us. They actually also had, and I don't remember this one, they actually had a much Big Shiny Tunes Frosh version.
I had that. I had that. The very first song was Blur's song too.
And it had like Home for Arrest and like all those silly drinking songs that you usually hear or whatever, but it was like the Frosh version of Big Shiny Tunes. And I remember that.
I didn't know that.
And there's dance. I think my favorite Dance Mix though was '93. That one was for sure my favorite because that had like tag teams, Whoop There It Is, and stuff like that on it. Like, I don't know, that was just had all the good songs.
Holy crap, it's still daylight. I thought it was
still
dark.
daylight. I know. We've had daylight savings time. It's 5 o'clock and it's not dark out.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, the only mixed CD that I had though was like Groove Station 9 or something like that.
I had Groove Station 2, which had Backstreet Boys on it.
My middle sister, I'm the youngest of 3 girls, so my middle sister was only 15 months older than me. So she had all of like those Big Shiny Tunes and Dance Groove Mix CDs and stuff. So I just borrowed them from her. Couldn't tell you if she still has them though.
My cousin was like born like 79 or something. So like, even though she was a few years older, we still had some of her influence in that. So I remember my first rock album was Our Lady Peace Clumsy.
Oh,
Canadian.
Yeah. My sister was.
I remember.
Yeah,
I didn't listen to them, but I remember hearing that name.
Yeah, that was my first, because that like I remember I didn't really like rock music that much, but I just remember she was listening to it in the car one time, and there was like the one song, and I was like, oh, I kind of like this song. So I'm like, ooh, and of course it's like I think I was in 5th grade.
Yeah.
So of course, as someone in 5th grade, you're like, ooh, if I buy this rock album, I'm gonna be like super cool, yeah, like so edgy. I'm pretty sure. So I bought Clumsy as my first rock album to be edgy.
My sister had that. I borrowed it from her a few times without asking.
Without asking.
Right.
Oh. Whatever. We were sisters. It's fine.
Right? You don't have to ask.
She took my stuff too. So what's your list?
Okay, so my list, Backstreet Boys.
Yep.
But
Which
I don't think
one?
I owned any. Like I have the Millennium that came out 2000.
99 or 2000?
This one.
It probably came out in 99 for
2000.
like the
2000?
year 2000. Yeah.
For the date. Oh yeah, you're right. 1999.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it'll fall. It still falls.
It still falls in that category. It's fine.
Yeah. I remember I had a Spice Girls cassette. Don't know where it is now.
I actually didn't have any of their albums.
Oh,
I'm
we had
surprised
both.
I didn't.
I had
I
think it's because like all of
second Spice World, I think.
Spice World, yeah.
I think all of my friends did, and I think I just had them like make me a tape of it.
It's good. Whatever. Stop right now. Thank you very much.
Yes. Classic.
Anyways.
I also had
Sorry, I started. I have to finish it.
I was like
Can of worms.
So like for the listeners, this is just like as a child, because nowadays I like 90s R&B and stuff, but as a kid I'm thinking like what would be the music that I listened to as a kid.
Well, you were like what, 0 to 8?
10. 91.
Oh, I thought you were born 92. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 10 years old is when I
Yes, because I know like around 9 and 10 I was still pretty like into music, you know, you're getting into your groove of music. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's mostly like pop because that's what my friends listen to and my
Yep.
babysitters. I listen to a lot of reggae, like 90s reggae at home.
Yep.
But
I remember
I like
this one
reggae.
friend, and I don't remember because we had just moved in, and I didn't know many kids around the neighborhood, and I think they had just also moved in, and for some reason, her and her family always was listening to reggae, and I don't remember what any of the songs were or anything, but I just remember it was always reggae, and I was like, they were
Yeah.
always just dancing around it, and I'm like, why aren't more people like this? Why are people just hanging around and dancing at home for just hanging out? Like,
Yep.
it's so much fun.
Gotta clean the like Saturday cleanup, like you turn on the reggae.
That just
Okay.
reminds me of a post that I saw where it's like the music that you used to get drunk to as a kid or as a younger person is now the music that you clean your house to. Totally true.
Yeah. Now you're in your 30s, the music you used to get drunk to is the music you clean your house to.
Yep. You're like, oh, I remember drunken memories to this song. Now
Yeah.
I'm cleaning out my vacuum.
Right?
I remember I had S Club 7.
Yeah.
Are they 90s? Yeah.
Why not?
Or,
I feel like
Hold on, I can.
oh,
Oh,
it
or
was
the Princess Diary soundtrack and Clock Stoppers.
Oh, Princess Diary, yes.
There's the Frosh.
yep.
There's the Frosh one.
I had,
Planet Pop.
Planet Pop 80s. Empire Records soundtrack.
Oh gosh.
Buffy soundtrack. Euro Trip soundtrack.
I
Dazed
do
and
remember the Buffy
Confused,
soundtrack. That one was
American
pretty
Wedding.
decent.
Oh, shut the F up. I actually have this. Do you know the Boomtang Boys? Have you ever heard of them?
Won't you be my
no, I
squeeze toy?
Oh, Look up Won't You Be My
Boo,
Squeeze Toy?
by the Boomtang Boys.
Squeeze toy?
Squeeze toy.
Yeah, Squeeze Toy by the Boomtang Boys.
Yes.
Boomtang boy.
Do you?
That's
only
Bang the
because I
Boys.
saw the two of them together?
Yeah.
Do you know Before 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I actually saw them together
Oh,
on a
let me
Girl
get the
Guides,
picture. Remember I said I have the
section.
picture. Hold
Oh
on.
yes.
Oh, my burn.
Crazy, sexy, cool.
Step. What am I
Was
looking
that
for?
TBTBT?
Yes, it was. Do you know? Oh, where'd you go?
Get a picture.
Oh, this was like my first album. I fucking love this album.
That's funny.
Crazy, sexy, cool. Oh, there they are. Okay, so
That's
Before 4.
oh,
that's the one that's not the twin. I don't know
Yes,
his
the
name.
one that
non-twin.
not
The non-twin.
So I forgot I had this one. This was the first album I ever bought. I was 11. TBTBT stands for Too Bad to Be True. They were a 2-hit wonder. Their song One Track Mind and number 11. Nope, number 12. Nope, number 11. Get Down to It.
Are they Canadian?
They are not.
Oh,
And they were with they were with Sony. Get Down to It was my favorite. And I bought it specifically for this album specifically for that song. And it's
Back
like
in the day when you only liked one song,
Yeah.
but you had to buy a whole CD.
a whole CD
Yeah.
for it. Mhm.
Jerome,
Kids these days will never understand. They'll
Jeremy's
never know that
Message is
pain.
really good too, though, the song after that one. But I did find my S Club 7.
Okay.
I have all three.
All
I have
three.
the one.
S Club S, S Club Club, S Club 7.
I think
What did I have?
these were the two
One
I
that has Reach.
That would be this one.
Oh, okay.
Their second one.
Okay, yeah.
Oh no, it is this one.
Yeah, because I had these two.
Oh
I didn't
no,
have
it's
the third.
Sunshine. Okay. So S Club 7, their first one's called S Club.
That's the first.
Their second one's called 7, and their third one's called Sunshine.
Oh, okay. I think
Okay.
the third one had Never Had a Dream Come True, right?
Sure.
I think so. I think I had these two.
Well, this one has the songs on it. This one has Reach on it. It says right there. So this one. That one.
Where there's like the balloons or whatever in
Mhm.
the video, and they're all yeah.
Yeah, I know the dance to that. I do.
And it was funny. We were singing because my friend's having a 40th birthday party in a couple weeks.
Mine's in 2 years.
He was a little old. So his wife wanted me to make a playlist for him. So I made a playlist and she's like, make it from like all the like years he's been alive or whatever. So I was like, oh, this will be fun. So I made a 17-hour playlist.
Wow.
This party's only like 3 hours long.
They needed variety. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So we were listening to it while cleaning just one day because I was like, well, why the hell not? And we were like, this is so good. And one of them was S Club 7 and it was like the S Club 7 like first song or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Bring it all back to you. It so like right now because it's like whenever things are sad and bad and just bring it. And I'm like, this is so what we need in quarantine right now. We need more S Club 7. Bring it all back to you right now. It should be the anthem for quarantine.
Yeah, that was a dance, by the way.
Oh, is that
And I was like, don't stop, never give up. Hold your head high and reach the top. Let the world see what you have got. Bring it all back to you. Yeah, I'm
So,
sad.
With the
I have
lady,
no life.
it's funny with the Lady Marmalade 20th anniversary. People are putting. She's like, oh, Christina actually put up. She's like, oh, if you post a video,
Why are we freezing?
it's just internet.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
If you post a video, she might post it herself or whatever. So people are posting these videos, and I want to be like, oh, guys, you need to do the dance. You need to like the like dance that they do and whatever. And I'm just like,
Maybe we'll do one.
maybe we'll do one.
Oh, I'm so
I was
down.
just about to say it.
Corset, you know?
Absolutely. I will dress up like a fucking Spice Girl and I will do that.
Right?
Totes.
I just thought it
Any
was funny.
excuse to do any of the choreography I still have in my head.
right?
One choreography that I do have in my head is Oops, I Did It Again.
Yes.
The music video. That one I remember learning. Like I could probably still do it.
There's actually, if you go down, because apparently for some reason on my YouTube,
Yes.
Britney algorithms, and it's showing me all of her old like rehearsals on YouTube. You can find all of her like old rehearsals from
Oh.
back in the day of her doing like boys for the video and for her
Oops.
video, and you're just like, whoa, it's so funny.
Funny thing. Do you remember where we were the very first time we heard Oops, I Did It Again?
No.
We were at a gas station in Mississauga. We hadn't eaten for 32 hours
Oh.
because we were doing the 30-hour famine.
You were, I was.
Her sister Danielle and I were starving. We stopped at a gas station on our way to one of the malls in Mississauga to meet Soul Decision. Yes,
I
it
wasn't
was.
there because
Yes,
I met you. That's where I was doing the Girl Guide thing. This is when I saw Boomtang Boys and B44 actually. I was doing a Girl
Oh,
Guide
so it was before we
Millennium.
picked you up then.
Yes.
So it was
I was
before we
doing
picked
a-
her up from the stadium.
So I had no
Sorry.
idea. It was a Girl Guide Millennium thing. So they had all the Girl Guides and you got to sleep overnight at the Sky Dome and sleep on the
Rogers
ground and
Center
everything
for
like
you
that.
youngins.
So yeah,
I
you
call
guys,
it Sky Dome.
and then I actually had to leave there because my sister and them were going to see Soul Decision.
We were
at
gonna
the
go
mall.
meet them. They had a meet.
Yeah,
and
they had a
greet.
meet and greet.
Oh.
So I left this Girl Guide thing. They picked me up. I went to it
Yeah.
and then I went back to the Girl Guide thing
Yeah.
after. But so that's why I don't remember what she's talking about.
Because she wasn't
'cause
there
I wasn't
apparently. But yeah, no, I guess it was me and her sister. Yeah, we were getting gas before we picked her up, and they played this song, and it was "Oops, I Did It Again." It was the very first time I had ever heard it, and at that point, all I could think about was like, I am fucking hungry.
I
I
don't
was
care. It's
starving.
new, Brittany.
It-
I'm hungry.
We ended up in line with Soul Decision for like 4 hours. Didn't get to meet them, even though they stayed an hour later to meet extra people.
Wow.
But it was just too many. They had to leave because they had other things they had to go to. And we finally stopped at McDonald's like near Cambridge on the way home. And at that point, it had been 38 hours since we ate anything.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I wolfed down my Big Mac and I was so sick the next day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was not smart as a young child. I can tell you that.
Haven't had McDonald's in about 5 years.
Oh boy.
I'm full of stories.
No, that's it.
All right. So now, lastly, on to our
Squirrel.
fashion,
Oh yes.
clothing and fashion. So yeah,
I have
that was
one
kind
thing.
of our
I-
last one.
I physically have
I had a
one
couple
item.
of different items.
I physically have one item.
Oh, here's my list. Okay.
Okay. Fashion?
fashion.
Is what we're talking. Okay.
Yes. Fashion.
Okay, let me get my list.
All right. Who wants to start with fashion?
I'll go. So I had a couple. Couple of them were just fun because they've actually kind of been re-released. So in the 90s, there was kind of like a big thing on like, I guess at universities, people just want to be comfy because they're
Comfy
lazy.
clothes.
Comfy clothes.
Hence how Campus Crew came to be along.
Right. So there was these brand that came out called Mod Robes, and their claim to fame was
Oh.
just kind of like they were like doctor pants, but they had this like
They had
clip
the clips, yeah.
that also like
Oh.
you could tighten for as like tight or as whatever you wanted. So they actually re-released the guy actually like because they actually people still had them and they were like 10 years later and they still were perfectly fine. Like they weren't ripped, they were great quality.
I still have my actual doctor pants.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they ended up re-releasing them. So I bought a pair of them. But I
Nice.
just figured they're one of the great 90s things.
They're called
had a pair
doctor pants.
Basically, they kind of like looked and felt like doctor
Yeah,
pants.
They're just comfy. They're thin, light
really
fabric.
thin, light. Well, they actually came out with fleece ones.
They
which
did.
which I also have over there too. I got them
Mhm.
pink fleece.
They're very comfy. Very
Yeah, they're
warm.
just loungy, comfy, warm, cozy,
yeah.
chilling, comfy,
Comfy
pants.
pants.
Because people in the 90s apparently wanted to be comfy. Also, curls might have raved in these in the 90s too. And their kind of slogan was like, I want you in my pants. It was like their silly joke slogan on it.
Yeah. I had a pair of red ones that I got in like grade 12 for grad that
And
had
then-
like my name on them and they ended up being too small.
Danielle said
I ended up,
also
like, ripping them
you
or
had
something.
one of her ones too. Her green one or her blue pair or something like that.
Oh, are those the doctor pants that I actually have? I thought those were from Andrea.
No, those were Danielle's, I think.
They were Andrea's. Okay.
So another thing is
I've had them for like 20 years. So They're not getting it back.
I don't own a pair, but they're kind of in the same realm. Is like the wide leg crazy jeans or the Jenko jeans back in the day. But these ones I found at the thrift store. They're like literally like the huge. I actually had jeans that were 30-inch around, I believe.
They can even be
wow.
folded. They have a cute cuff.
Yeah, they have a cute cuff, so they can
Nice.
be folded.
They
But
have
they're
little
like the
leaves on
super
them.
wide legs and stuff like that. I
They
also
smell like Value Village.
right.
Yeah. They do.
Also had the Steve Madden shoes because they always had those fun like crazy girl ads or whatever like that, and they were just
Oh yeah.
they had, and also they were like they had the Mary Janes in the 90s, like they were kind of the big Mary Jane platform launch, and just Steve Madden shoes were all the rage in the 90s. And then also I had kind of like the goth couture sort of thing, because like with Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the craft and stuff like that, that witchy goth couture. And apparently Danielle was telling me in the 90s there was like I think it was Chanel's Vamp or something was this color. So it was this like really dark not blood red, but like really dark vampy red nail polish that was like all the rage then or whatever. So it was kind of like in the 90s because also Buffy the Vampire Slayer was out, and so crosses and like that goth couture thing was kind of all the rage. So I feel like that was and then chokers and stuff like that.
So I could have done without the pleather pants that were 3 inches too short. Yeah, that was a terrible thing that constantly happened in Buffy. Her pants were always too short. Whatever.
We've now learned how to proper hem pants compared to the 90s, I guess. That was actually because I was going back.
They had to show her cute strappy shoes.
Yeah. I kept going through there trying to relaunch it because they're relaunching the 90s basically now in fashion wise. And I guess one of the fashions that is coming back is like the flared jeans, but it comes to like your mid calf.
Oh, I have seen those. They're kind of cute.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're kind of
They're
in that realm
like
where it feels
capris
like,
almost.
but some of them aren't though. So some like, because if you're too tall, if you're a little short, they fall weird on you.
Yeah.
So then they kind of almost sometimes look like they're too short of pants on you.
Yeah.
So I just they have to hit in the proper spot.
Fashion world is never going to get it right anyway.
No.
They can't decide on a consistent size for every store. So
Vanity sizing.
So is that it for your fashion?
So those
stuff?
are my fashion.
What about
my
you, Shaleena?
items.
What do you have?
I have the butterfly clips that you would
Yes.
like, twist your hair and then have
You
them
like
at the end.
Or like the
thingies in the back and you
crown?
just
Yeah.
Where girls would put like a crown across the back of their head.
Yeah.
Yep.
The choker, like the matching choker bracelet ring thing.
Oh yeah.
There's like coils. It would
Oh yeah, the wire or
What,
wire
so
looking
it'll look
one.
Like this?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't a choker fan. I wasn't a fan of chokers or jewelry for that matter.
I have chokers now, but they're the real, they're like the actual leathery type chokers.
I
or
liked
whatever, the fancy
friendship
dress ones.
I liked friendship bracelets and monkey ball necklaces.
I was a big fan of doing the hemp bracelets or hemp, like the hemp.
Oh,
necklaces
yes.
and stuff.
Gimp
A little bit too.
the gimp bracelets.
The gimp bracelets, yeah.
Yep.
I had this is kind of funny. The Spice Girl rings with their faces.
Oh yeah, I had some of those too. Didn't we get them in like gumball machines or something like the thing, and they come in those little plastic containers?
I don't even remember how. Maybe, yeah.
I think that's
remember.
how I got mine.
I remember I bought a Backstreet
They
Boy
definitely were
necklace
not
too.
prizes in the cereal box. What?
I bought a Backstreet Boys necklace when I was a kid. I remember that.
I think I bought an NSYNC one
at the market or something.
Dog
the farmer's
tags.
market or something.
It was like a dog tag and it had like a picture of NSYNC on it.
Oh, mine was just a picture of Nick Carter.
Nice.
That's who I apparently loved.
I liked
back in the
Howie.
day. I was a Nick and a JC. I was all about JC and the NSYNC.
I loved Lance, but alas, obviously not.
Barked up the wrong tree on that one.
Totally barked up. Oh, I knew. I think all of his true fans actually like really knew, but I just loved him because of his voice. I loved his voice, and he was just really cute and super nice. And I loved him in On the Line because he was adorable and romantic, and
More of
I have him
a
on my list.
Yep.
Backstreet Boys.
Adam Lambert, dude.
Adam Lambert. Oh,
Sorry, that's a total weird tangent.
wasn't a fan of his like whatever. I have recently become a huge fan of Adam Lambert.
I've loved. Sorry, he was
I've
just a random
discovered-
tangent because he's a very pretty like gay man that I would just be like, dude, if you were
My
straight,
team.
I would totally.
Toad's my team.
it would totally be something I would do.
On my list too. But I just love that I watched a documentary about how he became the new singer of Queen with Brian May and Roger Taylor.
I loved him from the beginning, so
I'm obsessed with Queen. Like I love Queen, and Adam Lambert was like American Idol. So I never watched American Idol. That was stupid. And I liked him and his music and stuff. But once I saw this documentary and I saw him perform the songs I already love and killing them and like matching Freddie's energy on stage and everything, like I have a whole new respect for him. and he's fantastic.
See, me and my friend Kate had already seen him live with Queen prior to her seeing this movie, so we already knew the energy we had. And we also just loved Adam Lambert from like American Idol because he could wail. He had a great voice. Like, awesome. Anyway, total tangent.
I'm quickly Googling because I don't know who this person is.
His like nickname is Glambert.
Adam Lamb.
He was in a few episodes of Glee.
Yep.
Oh, he looks familiar.
Yeah.
He was American.
He's just as a person in his face, he's just a very pretty face.
Very beautiful,
person.
Very beautiful
Like,
human.
Great features on him and everything. And I was like,
his hair is killer.
Right.
He has awesome cheekbones too. Like,
right.
I'm jealous, even though I have pretty good cheekbones.
I don't know about, but I've always noticed that it's always men. So like the long lashes, the perfect
pretty eyebrows
always seem to be on men, never on women. We never get the blessing of that. It always seems to be men.
We have to pluck and tweeze and like tame and
perms and you know,
and the men
they
just
get
naturally. I used to have super long dark eyelashes, but years and years of wearing mascara and taking that off just ruined that for me.
Right.
I also have so this is popular amongst Black girls. We would always wear bubble clips. I don't know.
The ones with like where it was like the two things with the things on the end?
Yeah, like
the metal in the middle.
Was it like
Yeah.
Yes, I remember those.
I had them.
Okay.
I hated it when my mom had most of the 99% of the time when my mom used them on me, she had to cut them out of my hair.
Oh.
99% of the time. They were freaking painful. I hated
them.
I was so happy when hair elastics came out with no metal pieces.
Okay.
Loved it.
Bubbles and beads. Like
yes,
I get my hair braided and have the beads at the end.
Or like the yarn, like the not yarn, but like embroidery wrap in your hair.
Oh no. I've never done that one.
Oh, okay. You just got like a really tiny, like when you make kind of the same way you make friendship bracelets. With yarn. You would just wrap it around your hair.
Yeah, you just they take a little chunk at the front. It was kind of when people would do those front bangs sort of badness. They would take that little piece in the front and then they would just embroidery wrap it and then have a little bead at the bottom.
Before feather extensions were a thing.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
no, I do remember beads at the end of them. We had to actually, my mom actually used to babysit because we lived in an apartment building as growing up as kids or whatever. So she would babysit all the kids, multicultural, whatever. And there was two of them. So the one girl, her and her brother, her mom would always do the cornrows and then have the beads at the bottom. And I always remember like
it like moves and makes sound. Yeah.
I always remember the noise.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
So it was great. Yeah.
And I also have overalls.
Yes.
She's got a pair.
I have a pair sitting right over somewhere over here.
And the overall shorts, the ones that were like
yes. I think I
Do you know what's funny is like on my list I have that it kind of goes with those. It's the overalls that actually look like suspenders on a pair of shorts.
Oh, so, yeah.
Like it's all attached, but from the front it just looks like a pair of suspenders on your shorts.
Yeah.
I loved those. That's on my list. Suspenders.
I can't find it, but I have a picture of my sister from like 7th grade, so it would have been 97, 98 wearing those overall shorts.
Well, 97 we were in the 9th grade.
96 or whatever. Can't find it, but yeah, it was exactly those overall shorts is what she's sitting there wearing. She's like, oh, and I'm just like, oh,
I definitely had a pair of white ones with the pink and purple flowers all over it that I absolutely loved.
And then I actually have I found them at Value Village. This was a few years back when I was trying to be a minion, so it was like when Minions kept coming out, so it was a few years back, but I still kept them because I knew they'd come back. They were the wide leg overalls with the Tommy.
Oh, okay.
Had them, and there was those ones, and I think Britney Spears wore them at one point, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm keeping those because I know those are gonna come back soon. I know it." So I have those ones over there.
I'd have to throw in my rain pant overalls that I wore to high school. She vaguely remembers them. I wish I had a picture of them, but I don't. Oh my god, I do in my yearbook. There's a picture of my sister wearing them in my yearbook. But they're just a yellow overall made of like raincoat material with a blue pocket.
Oh, cool.
And I wore them like all the time. They were handed down to me from like my two sisters. I also had I'm sorry, were you done with your list? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't want
No, I'm done.
But yeah.
Terrible.
So
terrible.
Part of my list was the peasant tops that like felled out.
Yep.
Normally the plaid ones, because they were plaid at some point where they were very popular when I was in the 6th grade. They were plaid anyway. And then when you were in like the 6th grade, you wanted to wear them down your shoulders like this and didn't realize.
Oh, they're kind of like riffled.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
They had like the cuffs with like the bell cuffs on them. Like they were, I wish I still had one. I would have brought it and shown you. Then my jeans that I drew on with Sharpies.
What?
That was a thing. Yeah. So like a thing when I was like a tween, you'd get Sharpies and stuff and you'd literally just doodle on your friend's jeans. Or
Oh.
on your own jeans, or like you
Or
write
on the
poetry
shoes.
or on your shoes. Like we wrote on our clothes all the time, and it was just a
Wow.
fashion statement. We did it all the time.
Mhm.
So
Milky pens.
I wish I had
when you
those.
would write them on with your hands.
Yeah.
Sorry, that just kind of came up. Those like
Those
the
washed out
milky-
immediately
yeah.
though. The Sharpie actually stayed for quite a
Yeah.
while, and
My
then
parents would have like no, they would that would not fly in my house.
okay,
it doesn't go in our
Do-
household.
okay, you've seen Full House, right?
Yes.
You remember Full House, right?
Vaguely.
The episode where DJ and Steph put a hole in Danny's bedroom wall, where
I
Steph
don't
tries to
remember.
dress like DJ, and DJ's grabbing a one of Danny's shirt to wear. They fight over the pole of the closet.
Okay.
Steph lets go. DJ pushes it into the wall. So they send Michelle downstairs to distract their dad while they try to quickly patch the hole in his wall. And he catches them in their room and they make up the stupid songs like dad, dad, dad. Like, he's our dad. Like, no, that episode? Okay. Anyway, all three of them wear these shoes in this episode. It's the only episode I've seen them in these shoes where they were leather, they were ankle, and they were like narrow. So they were like almost pointy. They kind of looked like the bottom of a
With
cowboy.
lace? Were they laced up?
No, they were black.
Oh.
They did not have laces. They were literally like just slip-ons, and they were usually like pleather. I just wish I could have found a picture of them because they were my favorite shoes in the 6th grade. I wore them all the time. I swear, like if I could just,
I got nothing.
I will try to find the picture just so I can let you know like what it was. But my very last item is right here. I didn't buy it in the 90s, but it represents my 90s.
The windbreaker? Oh, Power Rangers.
My Power Ranger jacket. Heck yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
I mean, it's
Thing there. Oh, no, this side. It's my like favorite. I
My
love it.
jacket.
It still looks brand new because I barely ever wear it.
Nice
which-
color too.
Isn't it
So-
pretty? I love it. It would have been nicer if it was pink because pink was,
no,
I
it's a
like the
jacket.
Pink Ranger.
A jacket.
Which the only like Pink Ranger toy I ever got in life was like a little like statuette like action figure because
Yeah.
my mom was one of those moms. Power Rangers are too violent.
Oh, okay.
Watching it as
Oh,
an
I-
adult, I'm like, how did anyone think this was too violent? They taught you very good moral lessons. My mom
'cause-
wouldn't let me watch it, but I
Because I'm
watched it
almost
anyway.
strict. I watched it.
Oh, my mom was super strict.
I got to actually go as the Pink Ranger the first year it came out, and I had
Yeah.
to make my costume because the Pink Ranger costumes didn't exist. So another thing, actually, because I bought this on eBay because it was the epitome of 90s, and I just have to have it on here anyways. So
Yeah, I'm
there was
surprised
like,
you didn't have that.
I know it
already.
wasn't on my list anyways, but I forgot about it. So there was this like company in the 90s, and it was surf style. So everyone had this in like the early 90s, and it was like cool, kind of
Look at this
different
color.
color of shades, and it was like a windbreaker.
Nice.
And like so, this was like all,
Metallic-y.
yeah, everything was kind of like that holographic metallic-y sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted it. Everybody wore it everywhere. There was like purple. Purple was the big color, but there was like green versions of it. There was like whole tracksuits or shorts and stuff like that. And I knew the 90s was coming back, so I bought my own because I was too young and I couldn't afford it, or my parents couldn't afford it. So as I got older, I was like, I'm gonna buy my own. And the 90s are coming back, so I'm trying to make a comeback.
Yes.
Jacket.
Nice. Love it.
Plus, they're so much fun. They're like crazy colors.
I love
That's
that
why I love
color.
them. So that's also kind of on my list.
I'm trying to find that episode. I want to show you these shoes because it's just
The Full House, the shoes.
Yeah.
Those are the shoes. Yeah. Oh, here's the episode. The Hole in the Wall gang.
Okay. So any other clothing items?
One
besides
freaking image, and they don't even show their feet.
hers?
I was just thinking of I don't remember if it was Byway or Zellers, but they would sell like these solid colored shoes. Like they were like they have black, yellow, red. They're just plain shoes that were colorful.
Like
And like I would get
like
like,
a running
different-
shoe?
Yeah.
Oh, I think they're kind of like a Ked type sort of,
Yeah.
like a basic Ked running shoe type thing.
yeah, they look
Yeah.
like
Like $3 or something.
mhm. I
Yeah.
remember having those.
I do remember one time at Byway buying, I think it was in the early 90s. It was a it was a set. It was jean shorts, and it was a vest, and it was jean material, but it was these pink flowers. And man, did I love that thing. I thought I was so stylish.
Oh, I totally had like you matching jean short and matching jean jacket.
Yeah.
I
Well, not a jacket, it was a jean vest.
Oh, I had a jacket.
No, this one was like
Mine
a
had
vest.
red roses
So it
all
was like a
over it.
jean vest, and it was these little
Nice.
pink flowers. I remember
Pink
that
flowers.
one. Kind of, yeah.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it,
Okay.
but they're it goes
Oh,
clear like
yeah.
really bad.
What did you Google? Maybe I could.
Hole in the Wall gang episode, and then I image search.
Oh yeah, those shoes do look familiar to me. Yeah.
I think vaguely I kind of remember them.
I had a pair of those like I wore in the 6th grade all the time. I love them so much.
I can't remember when I bought them, but my sister loved these things, but they were so tacky. So they were almost like a Mary Jane, but not exactly.
Oh,
but they had that kind of thing, and they were like, they had little heel, and they were basically this purple Barney shade of velvet.
I know what shoes I'm talking about. They're hideous. They're like a crushed velvet chunky heel Mary Jane.
Except they weren't a Mary Jane because you could tie them up, so it didn't have that like
it
open
wasn't the
clasp,
buckle, but
they looked like that Mary Jane, and it had it like tied up, and they were the ugliest. They were mine originally. I don't even remember why I bought them originally, but then my sister
I think you
took
bought
over
them to match your prom dress.
Maybe.
One of your prom dresses or something.
No, because I didn't
Was
wear
it?
purple for my prom dress. I wore pink.
No.
So I don't know why I bought them, but I bought them, and then they were just the most hideous shoes. My sister loved them and
Sorry,
kept them for
Danny. We know you
years.
still love them, but
She
they
will
are
admit to this day
god-awful.
she loves them. And I almost saw a pair of them at Value Village, and I debated on picking them up for her, or maybe I saw them online and I sent them to her, and I was like, Danielle, here, look. She's like,
Oh, those were god awful.
They were
like I made
hideous.
fun of her so hard
Like,
every time she wore
Barney purple,
Barney purple.
crushed velvet looking,
Wow.
like just hideous.
those. Okay, so are we finally
I
on
think
to
we're
our
on
last category
miscellaneous
on
items.
miscellaneous? Okay,
Yeah.
I put down things like my JTT poster, things like that. My miscellaneous was my JTT poster. Oh, my colorful Walkman. My grandmother when I was 13, my grandma gave me a stereo for Christmas that was multicolored. Yeah,
Yes.
but mine was pink, green, blue, and yellow. That was the colors of my
Okay.
People in blue.
The tape cassette part detached and was a Walkman.
What do you mean?
Like so the top of the stereo was the tape cassette. So it would open from the top and slide the tape in like this. You
Yeah.
can detach the Discman or the Walkman and take it with you.
Oh,
As part of my
that's
thing,
neat.
right? Cool. Side story. That Walkman got stolen out of my locker when I was in the 8th grade, and my principal wouldn't do anything about it because we weren't allowed to have Walkmans at school when I only listened to it on the bus. Stupid principal. My mom even reamed her out too, but she did nothing about it. Anyway, then to go with my Walkman, I chose my Armageddon soundtrack tape cassette to go with my Walkman on cassette because that was fantastic. And then I also came across this today. It is my Kool-Aid Jammers pencil case.
That's a pencil case?
Yeah.
Didn't you have a purse?
I had 2 purses.
Okay, yeah.
But
Oh,
they wore out
cool.
because I wore them so much, or I used them so much.
Did you make that, or it like
My mom's friend makes these. So
Oh,
my
that's
mom would
cool.
buy the Kool-Aid Jammers and she'd keep them, wash them. And once she got like a huge stack of them, she'd give them to her friend and she would make whatever you want out of them.
That
So
is
I've gotten 2 purses and both of them have worn out because they were amazing purses. And then I got this one.
Do they still make pencil cases? I feel
I
like
don't know.
yeah, that
But
would
when I
be
found
nice.
this today, I
feel like
found
if they do,
earbuds
they
inside.
look like this pencil case.
Oh yeah, the
nowadays.
box. Yeah.
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 Nothing like this anymore.
I found a set of earbuds inside.
Oh cool.
so random.
I really couldn't tell you.
My miscellaneous items. I only had 2, but I guess I'm kind of sort of maybe adding a little bit more onto it. Mine was kind of sort of in the Discman realm, maybe not the Walkman like all the rest, but mine was the Discman because that's what I had. Like I remember in like was it
Shockwave.
95, which listening to my Clumsy album on, it wasn't even a Shockwave. It was like one of the original Sony Discmans, and it didn't have shock back then in 95.
You had to hold it perfectly still.
You had to basically leave it on the table and not move it because
Yeah.
when you picked it up, it would skip and
Defeats
whatever.
the purpose of portable.
Yeah, defeats the purpose of portable, but that's what it was. And I remember that one. So I have the Discman on there. The other thing, which because I had one and I loved it, me and my sister shared it, the Talk Boys and Talk Girls from like Home Alone 2.
I
His
thought those
those
didn't
fresh
actually
ones?
exist.
Wait, what are those?
So
Because remember in Home Alone 2, Kevin has that like thing where he's like talking into it with the microphone and he's like, yes. And he goes to people,
Oh yeah.
slows down his voice.
he used it.
that became an actual toy like a year or two after that movie came out.
Oh, no
Licensed
way.
it. So they had Talk Boy, and then I think after that was so good, they came out with a Talk Girl, which was like purple, and instead of the gray one, it was purple. But me and my sister didn't care. We got the Talk Boy right away.
Shit that wouldn't pass for today.
Right? We didn't give a shit about the colors back in then. We got the Talk Boy. And I
Yeah.
remember I loved that thing. So I was like, that was one of my miscellaneous items.
I
'cause
did
it
not
didn't-
know those actually existed.
They actually existed. They were great.
I saw it when I was watching the Blockbuster documentary this morning, and I'm like, but those didn't exist. Apparently they
Oh,
did.
They did.
Wow.
It's a great documentary because again, this is something
It was
that
good.
we also, I feel like, should also maybe go in our miscellaneous time capsule, just of
Rental
VHS
stores.
or renting.
Yes.
Renting.
Blockbuster. I
Yes.
live like
We're-
near a Blockbuster. Like
Jumbo
walking.
Video?
Pardon?
Did you have a Jumbo Video?
What's
The elephant,
No,
the orange with the
orange
elephant.
elephant. It was I think it was an Ontario kind of video chain like Blockbuster, but it was all across Ontario, I believe. Well, I think actually Chris said it was.
remember.
Might have been Canadian.
We originally, before Rogers came into that one plaza, we got ours from Dutch Girl,
Oh yes, Rogers Video and
the
then Dutch Girl.
convenience store down the street or down the plaza from Dutch Boy. It does not exist anymore.
There was a video scene too, also I think down the street.
Oh, right,
at
video
the
scene.
Northfield Plaza.
Forgot about video scene.
was another
Just
one.
new releases
Okay.
was one. I don't think it was a franchise, but
There's a video store.
there was a video store.
But
It
just-
had an adult section.
But
with
just the
feeds.
video store, like, and if you've watched the last Blockbuster documentary, you'll just see such the. But it was the epitome of like going out on a Friday night, choosing the movie. The one
Yeah.
guy's even like,
It
you
was
could
our
even
date
figure
night.
out who you were about to go on a date with based on what movie and what section you went to the
It
theater.
told you
Would
a
you-
lot about them.
And you're just like, that's so true.
Picking out a video rental with someone tells you a lot about
Because
them.
it's different now. Like you're just sitting at home and what do you want to watch? Well, I don't know. And you go through like Netflix and
Mhm.
it's a different experience. But then you see what if you go into say your Netflix queue versus their Netflix queue, it's the same idea, but you don't always do that.
Right.
And then also, I guess I just because I saw it on here, the like Goosebumps, Fear Street
Books.
and
Oh, I
stuff
also
like
like
that.
the Michelle books too, because Michelle from Full House and Stephanie actually they had a book series of the
Oh,
two
I remember
characters.
that,
Where
yeah.
literally they just wrote a book from their perspective about episodes,
Oh,
and it was
okay.
pretty
Fun.
actually pretty interesting. I think I read the whole series. I had all of them,
I don't know if I remember that, but and then the Babysitters Club too.
which I was gonna bring because it was I have the
Ooh.
movie.
I have the movie.
That
Didn't
was
know it was a book. Didn't know it was a book series.
Yes, it was
Yeah,
a
it
book
was a book
series.
Oh,
So was
really?
Sweet Valley High. Sweet Valley High started out as a book series as well.
Sweet Valley Twins and Sweet Valley High. So they had like the two age groups when they were
Yeah.
like, younger Sweet
Junior
Valley
high,
twins.
kind of, and then like high school.
Yeah.
I heard Babysitters Club came back, like they did a remake on
On
Netflix.
Netflix.
Is it a show or a movie?
I think
I'm not sure.
Oh, look, 1 second.
maybe
I know
it's a
Netflix
show.
brought it back. I heard that.
I saw the trailer. I'm like, nah.
And I actually saw that because when I was a kid, I used to read, my sister used to love the books. So I remember the books. And then I went to go and find them for my partner's nieces and nephew to give it to her, whatever. And the girl's like, oh, well, we don't have those ones, but we have the new ones. And I was like, new ones? She's like,
Books?
yeah. So I guess apparently the Anne M. Martin was always a pseudonym. So they always had different people writing them. So they still kept the name, but now there's new people writing them. And I was just like, nope, not even going to acknowledge that existed.
It's a TV show.
Okay.
The new Babysitters Club is a TV show. But while I was searching it, I came across the movie I forgot about, even though I have it. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Classic.
We were talking about that one not too long
Classic.
ago, actually.
Classic.
Yeah.
is that the one with Apple?
Christina
Christina
Applegate.
Applegate, yeah.
Yep.
And
Oh,
she
so
has to
good, so
like
good.
be a businesswoman as a teenager or whatever.
Falsifies her resume, falsifies her license,
Yeah.
makes herself 24 and becomes like a fashion executive, like top fashion executive of this like freaking company at 17.
Yeah.
She manages to wrangle her siblings, clean the house, and put on this pageant that their mother walks in on and whatever. She shouldn't have gone to Australia for 2 months. Just saying.
I just remember another one that was also silly, but it just because I thought he was in this one, but he actually isn't. Matthew Lillard was in that one, but he's not. But it reminded me of his first movie that I remember seeing him in,
Scream?
Serial Mom. It was
Oh,
about
I forgot about
it's
that
about a mom who was
movie.
a serial killer.
Isn't it?
But it's like a Sybil
Kathleen
Shep-
Turner?
Is it Kathleen Turner or Sybil Shep? One of those two.
Sybil Shepherd. I think
Sybil
it's Sybil
Shepherd.
Shepherd.
And Matthew Lillard was in it. I just remember
And-
that was one of his first movies
and-
or whatever. But basically, yeah, she's this mom who becomes this like it's a comedy, but she becomes a serial killer.
Oh,
Early
gosh.
90s.
Because his fiance or girlfriend wore white after Labor Day.
yeah.
I remember that scene.
She
I
kills one
remember
of them
that.
because he wore
Oh
white
my
after,
gosh.
white after Labor
It was
Day.
Sybil Shepherd. No,
Sybil-
Kathleen Turner.
Okay, Kathleen Turner.
Kathleen Turner.
Never
I
heard of it.
haven't seen it in a while, but I just
Um,
remembered it now that I'm like, ooh, now I have to go.
There
and
was
see that.
also She Devil with Roseanne Barr,
Okay, yep.
where her husband leaves her for a young, pretty rich girl. So she's like, fine, take the kids too. And she dumps the kids on the house and she goes and does all this work on her and like makes
Cool.
her happy and
Yeah.
everything. And then also while we're on the topic, shit, what's
Death
the
becomes her.
Yes, thank you. Death becomes
I
her.
didn't even have that.
That's our best. That's our friend ESP. She knew what I was thinking. But
I
Death
had it in
becomes
my
her.
head before she said it too.
Do you know what one that one is? Death becomes her.
No, I haven't heard of that one.
So it has
Bruce Willis,
Bruce
a very
Willis.
young Bruce Willis, Goldie Hawn, and Meryl Streep.
and Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn are after the same guy, Bruce Willis. I think Meryl Streep is married to him, but Goldie Hawn wants him or is having an affair with him. Long story short, they end up killing each other, not knowing that they were each treated by something that her husband created that brought them back to life.
But it also was like when they were getting old, I think it was. So it was
So it
also
was-
supposed to keep them
yeah.
young looking, but then it also kept them
got
alive.
they
or
got
something.
this life youth serum from this really rich woman who looks like she's in her 20s, but she's actually like 100 something. And they use
wow.
it not knowing that if you die, you come back, but
back
you
to life.
still disintegrate, you still decompose. So
But
that's
you
where
still keep your like. you
that's
don't
where Bruce
feel.
Willis comes in, where he keeps them up with makeup and keeps them looking like they're not dead.
Wow.
Fan
Dang.
It is funny.
fantastic movie. I haven't seen it in years.
Me neither, but
now
it's
I'm gonna have to
funny.
find it.
Yeah, right now we're going through all this. It's like we gotta watch all these. Oh.
I miss being young so much, especially now that I'm approaching 40. I'm gonna have a midlife crisis. I swear.
I'm accepting of my getting old. It sucks, but I'm accepting.
I'm
of
gonna
it.
come home with like a pink Corvette and a boob job. Just watch.
He's already got the pink hair, so I already found the warning signs. It's fine.
Oh yeah, this dying is gonna go on until I'm about 60.
It looks
So I
red
will be
on
comfortable.
my end. It looks
Pardon?
It looks red on my end.
It's pink, and I dyed it completely wrong. Like it's absolutely terrible. Look at the back.
Oh no.
Got the blonde still here a bit.
Oh no.
I just had really long dark hair that the bleach didn't cover, so whatever. And it's hard to do it by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't about to spend the money on it, so $13, whatever. It's dye. I can just dye dark again. I don't really care. She gets hers professionally done, though.
Right.
I like
So-
yeah, red.
So you
the
know,
red and red.
professional versus DIY.
Whatever, I like it. It's pretty. It's like
Oh, that's it. It's just funny. It's one of those expectations versus reality needs.
You should make one.
Right? We
Post it.
Oh, we so should.
Oh, that'd be good.
That'd be great.
So any other miscellaneous items?
I don't think so. I think I'm good. I think I'm all out of items.
Oh,
I'm just looking over my list. Oh, for clothing, I forgot anything Y2K related. So like
Everyone thought it would be plastic and like futuristic, you
So
know, like when we went
98,
into
99
2000s.
was a lot. There was a lot of clothes that were like black and white and silver
Or
bright
plastic or pleather.
plastic looking
Oh.
metallic.
Because they thought it was futuristic.
And it usually your shirt would usually say like 2000 or millennium or Y2K, something related to the new millennium. And then obviously platform shoes, duh. And baby doll dresses over t-shirts,
That's actually coming back now because
which
that's a
I
90s
love.
thing.
And the suspenders that I already mentioned. So,
So I think
I think that concludes all of
unless
our
there's any other
Time Capsule stuff.
miscellaneous items,
anything that you have
anything
thought of.
last items anyone forgot?
I was thinking of what you were saying about the futuristic clothing. I do remember having like this bubble jacket, like it was like a winter jacket, but like puffy.
Look like marshmallows.
And it-
Marshmallows?
Yeah, marshmallows. And
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
silver.
I did not
yes.
have one, but
Yep.
lots of people did.
Yep. There's
Yeah.
a picture of you wearing mine. That yellow picture I put on
Yeah,
the other day.
where I was all like, "What the hell am I wearing? I don't even know what that is, and why am I wearing
It was one of my old bubble jackets. I guess for some reason she was wearing it and I
Oh,
wasn't
it's
wearing
probably
mine.
cold.
But I wasn't wearing a jacket, which is kind of funny. I don't know.
I
Maybe
also
you didn't
have
notice it was cold.
little critter books.
Oh yes,
My
the
mom
little
used to
friend
read
guy.
those.
Yes.
Mercer Mayer or something. I think.
Yes. Oh, I love little
Like,
critters.
Mhm.
The little
I
critter
remember her
guy.
reading that, my mom reading that to me all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you have to do like the obvious, like the Robert Munch and the Dr. Seuss books, even though
Yes.
it's technically inappropriate.
the Bernstein Bears.
Bernstein Bears, Berenstein Bears. That's
Baron?
another Mandela,
Mandela
effect
effect.
thing.
Oh,
Some people think it's Bernstein and some people think it's Bernstein Bears.
oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
To me, it's always been Berenstein Bears, not
Yeah,
Bern, but Berenstein Bears.
Is
That's
that
how-
the correct one?
probably not,
Because that's how I remember it.
because I remember it Berenstein.
It's Stein
And
versus
it's-
Stein versus Stain. But yeah, that's another one
Yeah.
of the men.
So you just pronounce it Bernstein, and it's actually Baron, not Bern.
No, but see how it's A.
No, I know, I get that, but what I
Oh.
was talking about is you're calling it Burn,
Oh, whatever.
not Baron, and that's what was confusing me because I
Oh.
was like, I thought it was like
Oh.
the Steen versus
I
Baron
know
versus
It was
Burn.
the EI
Bernstein.
versus the AI. I think that might be
Oh, my face
everything.
hurts.
I think
Yeah.
everything for our time
Yeah.
capsule.
Whoever opens this time capsule is gonna be like,
Oh, and scrunchies.
Yes.
Get scrunchies.
oh,
Scrunchies.
banana breads,
We have some.
banana breads.
Does anyone remember the loopy thing where you put it like it was the ponytail
you
loopy?
like this, and then you go and you loop it in and you pull it through.
So basically, it was a stick with a hoop, and then you stuck the stick down in your ponytail. You stuck your ponytail in, and then when you pulled it, it kind of looped it
yeah,
into each other.
and you
No.
could do it several times.
No,
So it almost
I don't
made like
remember those.
your ponytail just being like
Yeah.
this. Your ponytail kind of had like little loops, and then it kind of was
Oh.
together.
Or the bun maker, where it was like a long piece of fabric with a hole in it, and you put your ponytail through it, you pull it out, and then you roll it, and then you bring it around and snap it, and you have a bun on the top of your head.
Well, there's also just the bun hole things
That
or
too.
whatever too.
But this one was
Don't-
like you wrapped your hair, you rolled it, like you wrapped your hair around it, like almost like a curling iron,
Mhm.
and you would just roll it up, and then you bend it down, like make a circle out of it, and it just gives you a bun, a nice tiny neat bun.
No,
I had one. They were cool.
I never had those.
They never stayed
Because
tight
my
enough.
hair texture. It's like
They never stayed tight
Yes,
enough,
that's
though.
true. Definitely difference of hair texture.
Yes. Sorry. I just remembered that one. Okay.
No, it's fine.
no, yeah. That's probably. I was saying that's probably why I don't know it because
Yeah.
I just remember like from like I did have one, like, because we did eventually find one in the store, but I remember seeing it on infomercials a lot when I was younger, because I watched a lot of infomercials at like
Yeah.
11 o'clock in the morning.
How about
Or
that?
11
Just
o'clock at night, I mean.
infomercials in the 90s. They were always
Do you
on in the
remember when
90s.
TV actually ended at night?
Yes.
really.
It
Like
ended at night.
11 or 12 o'clock, it would like turn off and then it would just go
All
"Meh,"
channels.
and you'd have that like color block.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep, it'd be like
Interesting.
Well, maybe
network.
not all channels. There might be like one channel that would still go 24 hours, but most channels would be
Yeah.
like blocked out.
Yeah, like City TV, CTV, like all of that would be like 11, 12 o'clock, whatever. And then like at 11 o'clock, and this is not something that people made fun of like in TV shows. It actually legit happened. At 11 o'clock, the thing would pop on and be like, it's 11 o'clock. Do you know
where your children
are?
are. Where your children are.
Yeah.
I think
It
it
would
was
have-
part of the news or after at the end of the news.
It was right. I think it was right beginning, because it was always like at the 11 o'clock news.
yeah.
So it's like 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Now on with the news. Horribly maimed, blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
Where are your kids? I told you last night, I don't know.
So
Simpson.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, a lot has changed. A lot has changed.
Man,
Memories.
this was fun. I
This
really
was fun.
enjoyed
I enjoyed this.
it was
This
a
is
good
good.
one. Yeah.
it.
I mean, we did go like a little over time, but
Yeah. 2 hours.
Between
Two
two
and a half.
podcasts, we're fine. One gets half, like I said, one gets half, the other gets the other half, and then people can just listen to it at their leisure.
oh man,
Oh, that's good. And we
Which-
had technical difficulties for a moment,
that
so
was
you know,
true. We were
Yeah.
out for like 5 minutes,
right?
so-
You know,
5 minutes.
5 or 10. I don't know. I didn't keep track. I don't know.
So to wrap up, did you want to? I guess I could share my handles for your listeners, and then you could share
yeah.
your
Sounds good.
social media. Okay.
Okay.
My handle is at everything 90s, the numerical 90 with an S. On Instagram, I'm only on Instagram, and then the podcast is on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and some other ones. So yeah, just search everything 90s podcast and you'll find me.
So you can find us on Instagram at Turn of the Millennials Pod.
You can find us. I didn't write any other handles down. That's all you.
You can email us at Turn of the Millennials Podcast at gmail.com with millennials with one. I messed up on our
One
email.
N. One N. in
One N
millennials.
millennials. Everything else has two N's, but our email I messed up and I only put one N in millennials. And then you can actually find us on our website, which I'm trying to get back up and running
Oh,
again
you have
at
a website.
millennialspod.com. You know,
And then you can find
Business
us, you know,
things.
like on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor. app.
Anchor, Pocket Casts, I think is another
Yeah.
one of those on there.
Breaker.
Yeah,
Yep. Just
exactly.
search your podcast ones. You'll find us.
Just search Turn of the Millennials and you'll find us. We're on there.
All right.
Well, this
Wow.
was super fun. We should do this again
Agreed.
sometime when we find a topic that would be really good.
Yes. Hey, podcast world.
Hello, internet.
Welcome to the second half of our time capsule episode with Shaleena of Everything 90s podcast.
Hello, hello.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Shaleena. I'm also a podcaster, Canadian podcaster.
Yay!
I love supporting local fellow Canadian podcasters. So
As
it's
you
great. Yes. And my podcast is all about everything 90s, as the title suggests. So I reminisce with friends and people that I meet on Instagram that reminisce on our fond memories of growing up in the 90s. So if that's something that's interesting to you, check it out.
Very, it's just very, very good episodes.
Yes.
I really liked your Olsen Twin episode.
Thank you.
Very nostalgic.
So
we are.
Here's our second episode.
Yep,
so
we
take
are
a listen.
Continuing with our episode of our 90s time capsule theme. So enjoy.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Yay! Well, I think that was successful.
I agree.
So yeah,
Right?
that's great.
Yeah, so we'll definitely have to try, like I said, a 64 or 64 night.
Oh, for
For
sure.
sure.
But I mean, realistically though, like how long is this fucking thing gonna last?
You know, another year.
Vaccines are out, so fingers crossed.
Yeah. Hey, my mom can finally get a vaccine.
Ooh.
Well, they say people with that have health conditions that make COVID worse for them are finally allowed to make an appointment with like a doctor's note or whatever. So she can finally get hers, which is good peace of mind for me.
Right?
Yeah. But I'd still obviously have to take precautions if I go to see her though, because it really
Yeah.
only works if both people are vaccinated, right? So
Yeah, I have one of my aunts got both, like the 2-dose,
Yep.
because she's a frontline worker and she has her immune system has a compromised immune system too.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's my mom.
you
yeah.
had to-
And my mom's a teacher, so yeah. She has to wear a full-on hazmat suit. Like
that
yeah.
sucks.
yeah.
Jeez.
I definitely don't envy teachers in this world at the
Yeah.
moment.
I'm in teachers college and
Yeah,
we
well,
have to
good
wear
for
the-
you.